Hey everyone, my name's Abby and I'm an environmental engineering student at the University of Illinois. Today, me and a few of my friends from the Society of Women Engineers are going to be taking you through all the steps to complete the Brownie Fling Flyer Design Challenge badge. Chances are you've probably made a paper airplane before, but maybe you didn't know that while you were building a paper airplane, you were engineering. An engineer is someone who uses math and science to design and build things that help people and make the world a better place. From the computer that you're using to the house that you're in, an engineer made that happen. So today, it's your turn to be the engineer. In this video, we're going to learn about the science of how paper airplanes fly, and then take paper airplanes to the next level by designing our very own Fling Flyers. So, let's get started. What do you think makes the best paper airplane? Do you want it to fly the farthest or the fastest, or maybe to stay in the air for the longest time? There's no right or wrong answer to this question because you can design a paper airplane in so many different ways. An airplane that's a little bit wider and shorter might glide through the air a lot better, while one that's a little bit thinner and sleeker is going to go a lot farther, faster. Take a few minutes to make your own paper airplane at home. You can try different designs and different types of paper to see which kinds fly the best. You could even have a competition with a friend or family member so you can make an airplane that goes the farthest or stays in the air for the longest. Have fun with it and try out lots of different designs. And also make sure to think about why certain designs fly better than others. As an example, I made two simple paper airplanes, both with the same design, but one is made out of loose leaf notebook paper, while the other is made out of printer paper. Since the loose leaf paper is a little bit thinner and lighter, I'd expect that this paper airplane will not stay in the air for quite as long, but it might go a lot faster than the one made out of printer paper. Why do you think this is? Why would the type of paper that you use matter? You can try this out yourself at home by making two different paper airplanes with the same design out of different types of paper and see which ones go the farthest, the fastest, or stay in the air for the longest. And as you start to think about this, you can start to see some of the forces that are at work when your paper airplane is in flight. And in the next step, we're going to talk a lot more about the 4 forces that impact your paper airplane so that you can have a better understanding of what makes an airplane fly the best.
Hi everyone, my name is Vasu and I'm a computer science major at UIUC. And today I will be talking about the forces that affect the flight of the Fling Flyers that you guys will be creating. So to start off, let's first define what a force is. A force is any interaction that causes change of the motion of an object. In simpler terms, you can think about it as the strength or energy that creates movement. So an example of a force would be a push or a pull. Forces can either be balanced or unbalanced. When forces acting on an object are balanced, there will be no change in motion of that object because all of the forces will cancel each other out. However, with unbalanced forces, it's the total opposite. So since the forces are not balanced and don't cancel each other out, the object will move in the direction of the greatest force acting on it. With the Fling Flyer, we have 4 forces we're going to be looking at. We have thrust, drag, lift, and gravity. The first force is thrust. And thrust is what pushes something through the air. So the reason your Fling Flyer moves through the air, and the cause of that is the force of thrust. Our second force is the force of drag, also known as air resistance. And the force of drag sort of pushes up or acts against something in flight. So you can think of air molecules sort of going in the other direction of the flight of your Fling Flyer. And then the third force that we're going to be learning about is lift. So lift is the force that pushes up on the back of the wings of your Fling Flyer. And then last but not least, we have gravity. And gravity is what sort of brings everything down to the center of Earth. It's the reason why we're not floating all the time and are landed and grounded. Gravity is basically the force that brings everything down towards the center of Earth. And it's the reason why your Fling Flyer won't go flying forever and will eventually fall or land on the ground. I hope you guys had fun learning about the 4 forces affecting your Fling Flyer, and hope that while you're flying them, you'll kind of be able to see these 4 forces in action. I hope you guys have fun and good luck!
Now that you've learned a little bit about the different forces that affect the flight of your Fling Flyer, let's see if you can name the different forces on this airplane here. There are 4 different arrows drawn to represent each of the 4 different forces. Pause the video and see if you can come up with the names for each of the forces. Did you get them all? If you said that the red arrow was thrust, the green arrow was gravity, the blue arrow was lift, and the purple arrow was drag, congratulations, you got them all right.
Hi, my name is Sarah and I'm majoring in civil engineering. This is my fling flyer design. I used a wooden skewer for the base. I also used cardboard, tape, a paper clip, and a rubber band. I made sure to make the wings longer in the front to create a larger wingspan so it can fly straighter. I used a triangle shaped piece of cardboard in the back in order to help it fly straight as well. I made sure that when taping the cardboard to this wooden skewer that it was even on both sides for an even weight distribution, and this would also help balance the forces in order for it to fly better. The Fling Flyer is different from a normal paper airplane because we use a rubber band to create thrust. We create more power and force by pulling the rubber band against the paper clip instead of just pushing a paper airplane out of our hands. Along with that, the cardboard creates lift in the air with the Fling Flyer. There's a more greater wingspan with the cardboard in the Fling Flyer than in a paper airplane. Therefore, there is more lift on the Fling Flyer than a paper airplane. So here's my Fling Flyer design in action. So all of you can create the same Fling Flyer design that I showed, or create multiple designs with different materials around your house. Make sure to get creative. There are multiple materials that you can use to make the wings or the base of the Fling Flyer. If your first design attempt doesn't work out, keep trying. Engineers often have to go through multiple design attempts and solutions before they succeed. I know I had to go through multiple cardboard lengths before it worked out in the end, so keep trying. I hope you girls had fun designing and making your Fling Flyers. So what have we learned today? Here are some questions to think about. What forces were at work during the flight of your Fling Flyer? What challenges did you run into and how did you overcome them? If you tried different designs, what designs worked best and what designs didn't? What other factors influenced how your plane flew besides your design? And were there any unbalanced forces at work? Lastly, if you were able to work with a team, how might your final design have changed? I hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.